I have a hard time taking Hugh Jackman seriously as a musical artist. Excuse me. This is mostly because my first experience with Hugh Jackman was as the character Wolverine. And it's arguably one of his best known characters that he has played around the world. But obviously, Hugh Jackman is a very accomplished Broadway performer and singer. He has acted on stage almost as much, maybe not almost as much, but a fair amount compared to the amount of screen work he's done as well. And some of the screen work he's done has been in musical roles. Two big examples, obviously, being Jean Valjean in Les Mis and P.T. Barnum in The Greatest Showman. Wow, I can't talk this afternoon. But because I grew up seeing him as Wolverine, as an X-Men, as an actor in that regard, and then also in Swordfish and what else? Van Helsing. You know, all these characters that he's not, you know, he's more, with the exception of maybe Swordfish, brawny, muscular action man. And then you see him in these roles where he's expected to be emoting through song. It's hard to kind of break that wall. I don't think Hugh Jackman is a character that, or is an actor that can be typecast. I mean, obviously he can fit a variety of roles, but he has kind of put himself into the niche of that hero character. And the same goes for, you know, people who played the same character for any number of years. Obviously, all the Harry Potter characters, or actors and actresses that played those characters in those films for upwards of 10 years. It's hard not to typecast them into those roles. And then you've got somebody like, I mean, when you're talking about The Greatest Showman, which I have not yet seen, by the way, somebody like Zac Efron, who broke into the industry in a musical role. He was a singer and dancer, foremost. I mean, yes, he was athletic, and he was the dreamboat for all the girls, but then he broke out of that role and did more of these comic-style roles, these dramatic roles, where, and then eventually, you know, I don't know, posterized? Put himself out there, made himself an image of this muscular guy, also this, you know, six-pack ab dude that all the girls swooned over. And then he comes back and does The Greatest Showman too, and kind of gets back into his initial roots of singing and dancing and performing, more than just acting and being the funny, hunky guy, as it were. So, I mean, you have somebody like him who can go back and forth between the two almost flawlessly, and then somebody like Hugh Jackman. And I mean, obviously the difference is Hugh Jackman is much more established, in my opinion, actor than Zac Efron is. But he was in the, you know, Hugh Jackman was in the same role so many times over and over again that it's hard to see him as anything else. As talented as he is, he's not a bad singer, he's not a bad dancer, he's not a bad performer in that style of entertainment, but he is not that person to me. I have a hard time appreciating what he's doing because I'm seeing Wolverine doing all of this, is what I'm saying. So, I don't know. What brought this up for me mostly was I saw a YouTube video recently of somebody putting a bunch of, the title was something to the effect of actors and actresses who really can sing. It was kind of a lame video, but the idea behind it was, oh, well, there are, you know, very well-known actors and actresses who have done mostly speaking roles. And when you hear them do a singing role, it opens your eyes to a new side of that person that maybe you have a hard time accepting or you know, getting on board with, as it were. That's all. See you tomorrow.